we're back. And somebody missed the most recent rants of yesterday, or some of you noticed me. I put it on Facebook 2020, but I had best banter ever. It's banter stands for Elizabeth banter. And when I was playing, and I had this on in 2020, it would go from, I got a certain number of people in here watching, and it would go from zero, and it would go, it's what it's at now. And it would go to one more, and I showed the queen was watching, and she might have known who I was. She might have followed the path because it was Elizabeth's banter. She would have wanted to know on, or on one of my ex accounts. I have many ex accounts. I don't own X. That's belongs to somebody else owns X. His name is Elon Musk, and I don't know him personally. I'm a fan of his work on X and elsewhere.
Here's it off for one, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Smoke that right now.
Joint?
Yeah.
Right now, I don't want to smoke it right now.
Oh, okay, well.
I'll smoke it in a bit. I can roll it myself, though. Can I roll it, please?
What?
Can I get some weed to roll, please? 80 plus club. We're winning. Finally, we got the upper hand on them because the men in New York State, they have some winning 80 plus too. And there's lots of 80 plus years in New York State. They don't know what goes on over here in BC because one man, Iffy, is supposed to report, and he doesn't report to nobody. He thinks he's above the fucking law. When I seen him, he thought he was still in governance. He's not in governance. He's in organized crime. You might want to remember that because Paul Pardew left me something. He left me. Well, I didn't see eye to eye with him at all. I was in his distance, but when I started ordering my eggs, sunny side up, when I knew he wasn't after me. That was in like 2015 or 2016. After I got out of the cycle at that time, I knew it wasn't him that drove me. I know he did it. It wasn't him because they've been on their own up here since the 80s. They defected on their own in the 80s after they patched over St. Angels and St. John's. They defected, and my dad doesn't have to worry about that because he doesn't have to worry about that because he's a good nomad and he didn't kill me yet. Chris and him have been seen in public and they look like father and son, but Guy's my dad and Cherry's my mom. And they might want to remember that. So my mom doesn't have to steal from me, does she, Pat Haynes? You're having an affair with her, and that makes me and my dad want to come out there and kill you. You don't have an affair with Sherry, and she's getting manipulated and extorted, and she doesn't even know it. Nobody fucks with my mother. I warned somebody about that once, and it wasn't about, no, it wasn't Roland, it wasn't Scott, it wasn't anybody from there. It was actually, one was warned about, Glendon Grant and saying that she was faking it to get money from her daughter's missing, and that's not allowed to say that. That was disgusting for Rand to even say that. He said that to me in private. And we're over that. And I don't have any ill will against her. And we're on the father's secret party. And they tried framing me with them. Then a good man came to rescue. I was all fucked up from something. But who knows how many times my mother drugged me. And my mother drugged me for Guy. And Guy's drugged me multiple times. And I'm still here. I'm still alive. So, and the dispensaries are probably closed. And, well, I didn't know if I brought my charger. I did bring my charger. And they've tried drugging me and killing me so many times. His brother Bet was drugged by Chrissy Ann. And Chrissy Ann Grimm, that's her father's maiden name. And Guy's not related to her at all. And that's not a family secret, that's the truth. And Guy is not Chrissy's biological father. He's not. The father of Chrissy is Mike Grimm, and he's a known child pornographer probably, and he molested children. And Chrissy Ann was molested when she was young. I wasn't even born yet, but that must have been what happened. She drugged Brett Hayden because Brett Hayden wanted dead. I think she still visits with Mike Green. She's a weirdo. She's out to fucking lunch. And she's messed up, but she's iffy. And Miss Coffin took her in. That's where they filled their empty nest syndrome because she's like a daughter to them. And the king of pornography in BC is iffy. I can know that through my study of organized crime. I'm an organized crime historian at best. And I've done nothing wrong because I'm criminally fine. And I'm actually quite sane. I've been drugged like 7, 8 times. And I've been to psych ward. The last time I was there was great, but that's the last time my mom gets to frame me up. She said something on the phone that was a lie. My dad probably doubled down on it. They want me dead. Because they think I'm the one hurting the family and dad's the nomad. And you're just trying to frame up because you think you're governance. You're not. You're retired. And there's big heat on you guys. And big heat on housing your generation. If you want to stay out of jail, you better stay out of my fucking way. Because you let me stay there, but not because you want to. You wish I was just dead and leave the family alone. So what? You can talk to your family? You don't have family. You're a ruthless fucking biker. And you love Chris G more than anything? Well, Chris G's got a date in Westmount. And I won't say who. And he doesn't call me yet. He's gonna. Or else there's gonna be trouble. When there's trouble with me, people haven't seen me heavy-handed because they just keep ratting me out for not being heavy-handed. I have been heavy-handed since I was 9. And they just get so scared that I'm like Uncle Johnny. Uncle Johnny was the guy that was with him hospital. And something happened to him. He had a tumor. And I'd drag me around, watch me watch him die. Because he enjoyed it, didn't you, Dad? Or you didn't like when your brother died. He gave you a beating once. And that was, you gave him, once he was dead, and he gave Pat Haynes a beating. And he gave Iffy a beating too. And he must have been quite the fighter. Because when he was in jail, he was there in Brotherhood. When he was outside of jail, he was mob tied. And well, that's the truth. And Christine Grimm, her father's name is Mike Grimm. She's not even related to the Key Daniel at all. She never even comes around. When we left Richmond for Cornell, and Cornell for Camus in grade 3, when I was in grade 3, I had a fight with a man named Steve Ross, and I won it. And he was just picking on somebody. Was he hitting on her? I don't know, but I won. I should be respected for that at least. And she was grandchild to Mr. Comazetto, and I never met him personally, but I'd love to meet him, even as a friend of his granddaughter. But she doesn't know who Grandpa is, and I know. It's a secret because Ben Keane, when I was on the deck having a rum, when I was a little older, when I was legal age, he used to give me rum when I was younger. And it's his secret. That was my buddy, Ben Keane. And he's 80 plus club. And, I never met his son Tim, but his son Tim's probably a good man. And Ben used to piss off my dad, and my dad didn't like him much. Well, he likes him, but it was like kind of his other dad. And Wayne Astle, he didn't mind Wayne Astle, especially after he passed away. But he was sad that day on the funeral day, and I didn't go either. I was coked up the night before, and I just didn't go because I was pissed off at Wayne Astle for one reason. I know great grandma Astle and grandma Denise would have told him not to ride his fucking trike and not to stay on 2 wheels because his eyesight was gone. And I think he knew something was coming, and 1 month after exactly, he left me a clue. So he was aware if he called the lawyer and changed the will, then somebody would run him off the road, and that's what happened. And is there something you need to tell me about the will, or if he doesn't want me to know? If you wanted in Montreal for a sit down with the risotto, that'll get through. And if I got an accent, and nobody knows who he is. He's just a telekinetic fucking mastermind, and he's an overlord, and he just makes everybody so they can't breathe, and he kills everything that moves. And my cat, when I seen him accidentally the other night, it was him. My cat looked at me with disgust, but I didn't kill him. I should have ran him off the fucking road and done his whole field. But he's not a man that can be done to. I should have done it. But he on his deathbed, he would have just called the cops on me. I would have gotten big shit. I should have ran him off the road. I went west, he went east. And Junior thinks he knows who he's dealing with. He does not. You're of a different generation. If you're in with him, I'd watch out for heat. And you won't be any on that property. I know that. Because he's a straight-laced businessman, your father, and he's a 80 plus club. And David Jr. does not know who he's getting in with. And he just doesn't. He's a 50-something-year-old. And, well, he's sobered up at least. But I'm a guy that can buy around now. But there's a couple young men that took a risk. And they helped me out with a bit of weed. They took a risk. Taking a risk with me is like dealing with me at all because I'm a secret kind of person and I have friends all over the place. When I traveled to Thailand, I went there alone, by myself, over the Pacific. When I was on that plane, I thought, this must be what the real Hells Angels felt like when they were in the air over the Himalayas, helping the Chinese get rid of that at the time, the totalitarianistic, militaristic Japanese who were absolutely, me and my grandpa, Harold, they would have been wild by then. We watched the documentaries about them because they were quite the force of nature. Same with the Nazis. And Hitler was in World War I, and I have a theory about him. He was so mad at the white man, he just wanted to kill off any of them he could. And he did a good job of that. Well, he was a good man. I never really thought he was a good man. He was a brilliant tactician in war. I thought about that. He was on all sorts of drugs. That's what they rumored. I don't think he had any kids. Great granny shows, well, she came from Ukraine. She's a Ukrainian woman. So her sister would have been Auntie Jean. And the killer gene, KJTV, is the killer gene, like genetics. And this one's for if you're on Facebook. There's another guy in Vancouver's at least been going back there and doing their sit-downs for you. He's a Hells Angel in Vancouver, and he's been back east to Montreal, so I give him respect for that at least. And Christian, he doesn't want hurt, but I rolled up on him in the Monte Carlo, told him to watch his back because he knows something about Preston killing Scott, and I think he did. Scott McIntyre, but it's an overdose, and that's where it stays. Because the fentanyl crisis in this country is half mass murder. I think half of it is drug dealers mixing it too strong and killing people off that way, and they don't know it. Half of it is the half of that is the user not drinking enough water, and they need to drink more water and be hydrated, and they won't overdose it. And then the other half was something to do with Pat Haynes and his background with the paramedics of BC. And Pat, sit on your hands and shut up. You, his mind actually might need to be turned off. If you can't do a fucking thing, or anybody I know, so you better stop it, Pat. Else he'll be. We could get him with one of those. You make him a eunuch. Maybe he'd enjoy that. He had a woman staying with him once. And guess what, Pat? She's not staying with you anymore. You don't know who that woman was because you wouldn't even go near her or her family. She's hidden away with her friends, and she's a 20-something-year-old. And that's how I hid in the 20s, because I kept friends with the 80 plus club, 80 years of age plus, but I was hidden in my 20s. I had a job in the kitchen once, but I had it because it was a job away from a job. I did Canada Exchange 365, and that had nothing to do with Steve and Adam. I was on campus doing my upgrading courses for physics and math, and I had it in secret. Maybe Catherine knew about it, my ex-wife. I divorced in 2021, and I did it online. Somebody might have deleted the email off my account, but some people don't know about the man in Rivershore. And there's probably 10 Cliffords that live in Rivershore, and he's moved them all out there. Maybe there's 30 that live out there. Cliffords are powerful men. People don't usually call their babies Clifford anymore. I think his dad was the connected one. And he just went away from his dad's lesson. Did it have a belt strap involved? Maybe not his dad, maybe it did. He's a man that, I don't know his last name, because there's probably 30 or 40 Cliffords in Rivershore. And it could be, and he's moved them all there because there's a secret in this land. And I figured it out. And there was a door downtown. It's been covered up by a landslide. And somebody filled it in because I think he's underground. He's already stealing artifacts. And he's under there secretly mining and using drones. Maybe he's not growing coca. Maybe he is growing coca. Maybe on one level it's weed, on another level it's coca, and on another level it's stealing artifacts out of a tunnel system. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. And that's something about Maryland. It's not your fucking land anyways, Clifford. It never will be. So go back east and talk to the guys in the big league, because we're 5 million people out here. Vancouver is like the little leagues compared to the back east. So all the fear comes from Mom's Maurice Boucher anyways. He's locked up, and he won the biker war. Hells Angels that wore the book. I thought he won the biker war. But they're still at war. How does that make sense? I'm not a biker. I rode a hog once. I was trying to impress a girl with a picture with the sun rays, the helmet on. It was a good picture. And I never sat down once with Ralph Arger. I never would have, because Ralph was a very powerful man. But he knew who I was before he passed. He probably said something like to his closest, his 80 plus club, his closest friends and brothers at arms, there would be that whatever the kid wants. He probably did say that because he knew he was a resistance fighter. And then the resistance against the Hells Angels completely. And then just me. But nobody knows that. It's secret. And I want to go get some weed. I'm going to write this. Nobody knows I'm right. She's nowhere when I'm on YouTube. She's busy at home. She knows that there's a camera when I'm at a different location. And this is the green screen behind me. I could be anywhere in North America. I could be with Auntie Edie. She's in heaven. But we're saying Brian's still here. And he could be bye-bye, but he's not. So he's still alive. He used to do the heroin. He lived through the heroin days. But at least the triad had, that everybody involved knew what, heroin was. And people did much they died for this stuff with carfentanil and fentanyl. It's horrible. So Neil, one of his uncles, is the reason why it got brought in. And he's his partner. They brought it into the continent slowly through Vancouver because of their connections. And it has nothing to do with or Alistair or his two brothers, nothing at all. But they're all gone because the BC drug trade is ruthless. And there's ruthless people, ruthless men involved. There's only 5 million people here in the province. So if he get back, you sit down and enjoy it. Because when somebody calls from New York in the middle of the night and you don't pick it up, it looks bad on you. I got a call from New York State. They picked it up. It doesn't matter what was said. I picked it up. We didn't. No, because in this Rizzuto, the name Rizzuto was in this country prior to 1900. And this old man, Vito Rizzuto's old man, I don't know anything about. That's not my business to talk about. I know he passed away in 2013, and may he rest in peace, and his dear wife, may she rest in peace in 2013. There's a picture on my Facebook on my account, Cody Hayden, with I'm standing up high in an elevated location, elevated position, and the one with World Famous with New York in the background, that was on Vito Rizzuto's day of his funeral, and that's the truth. And I wasn't World Famous, he was. That's why I wore that shirt. There's a 7 and a 9 and a 2, and imagine that. I'm Imagine 792 from Poker Stars. I can play poker, and I can, but thank the BC Bikers for trying to bribe and extort the good man in Toronto for trying to fix up the game on me. They probably did. Of course they did. I won $300 once, and then they made sure I never won it again. 300 American, that was a good night of poker. And then after that, that's when they would have shut me down, and that's why they moved to Dublin. So I'm smart as a whip, and I have good healthy heart pumping through my veins, and other men are healthy and are here for the long haul. And a dear friend passed away, and I didn't know till today, and I won't mention who. And nobody knows except some couple people, and I don't know. I'll have to ask a friend from the past, mother, and there's no reason not to be friends, because and it was an angel that passed away. So would you call your sister or your actual dad Mr. Gregoire? And what if you stop playing God out here? Because this is God's country, and you're not God if you're a human being, and you used to work for the government. You don't anymore. You're retired. So oops. And some people have me on Facebook, and some people, and they're not all bad, but he's a bad leader, and he's losing smoke, because I'm back to business, and it's just on weed cookies and a little bit of cannabis. That's all. Because I'm just a weed dealer, and I am. And they don't want to get rid of the Hells Angels altogether because they are powerful. Some are being questioned in BC because they're too powerful. And if they don't start getting rid of each other, which they don't want to because they have a little fix in here, like they think they're alpha of the whole fucking planet. Well, they're not. And the alpha naturally would be someone like Joe Biden, but we don't run on an alpha system, human beings do. In wildlife, they run on an alpha system. So it's someone to tell Ben Carr to stop poaching cougars, the females, because a mountain lion and a cougar, to me, mountain lion's a male, a cougar is a female. A group of cougars, that's a powerful thing, because they hang out in dens and raise the young, and the mountain lions go out, and you tree one because he doesn't want you going near the den, and that's why. And some of your dogs have been getting picked off, Ben, because I talked to you recently on the phone, and you're out to lunch, and you need to think about what you're doing, because I'm completely fucking sane. So what are you gonna do? Call me in? I'm not saying anything wrong, and they probably, the law probably know that there's a stream going on by now. Maybe they've missed it, maybe not. And I go back to my Illuminati pose. And I am Cody Hayden. My Komodo dragon pose. A man named Dragon wanted to talk to me from the pen, and he just wanted to speak to me because he's been bitched at by Ashley. She got everybody involved over a bike that went missing, and now she's sleeping with Mason. And Mark Schultz is a punk bitch, and he needs to be straightened out. And he could get God on range, like, punch him in the arm a few times. Why not? He's at KRCC. He must be on the GP range, because hey, I got put on the bug range. I never got PC'd once. Nope. So what time I'm gonna say that Jamie Belrose can call me? Because he has to call me. Because Vito and me, we operate one way. Our way is the highway. I'm a little bit less, strict. But when I lend people out drugs, I just get them back by shaming them years later. But other people like to pick off people that I train up personally, and I train them up for a reason. So I don't have to drink their blood in the middle of the night. I like talking like Hispanic because there's nothing shinier than the Spix hubcap, and it's Low Rider, the magazine, and Iffy, you fucked up with Cody, and big time. But I won't say that loud. Nobody knows who if he is. It's a secret alias. I cut him out in '09. I let him keep half the line. And Chris was out. He went out. He went and he did run it when I was in PG hunting and fishing, and it was a great time. Owen and Cheryl and me got along fine, and Mike was up there, and we all got along fine that night. And something happened that maybe happened that night, and nobody knows. Somebody timed it well, and it wouldn't have been wasn't Dad who did it. My dad, no, he probably didn't know it was happening because somebody else tried to fire us all under the bus. And that man was iffy, and he's a smart man, and he's a smart man with not a master plan because he's got to go back to Montreal now for a sit down. And look at these teeth. They're not brushed. That's how I came out of the womb. And some would say it's a prehistoric bloodline, but Dad, you're nobody without me. So stop trying to pretend like you didn't steal the steroids out of that fucking RV. Because my cat is there, and he loves me, and he's not to be taken to the SPCA, is he? No, he's not. So don't kill him either. So when you want to be a man and just talk like free, or speak freely, you're not in the fucking military. And nomads don't run the province. They're supposed to kill Hells Angels when they get too powerful. I know your little trick, iffy. You have my father living in fear, but you've adopted his stepdaughter. So Mike Grimm and her still meet. And if he doesn't mind this, he probably forces it on him. And it's supposed to destroy the family's reputation. My reputation is pristine. And it's not going to be destroyed by anybody. Because I'm Cody Hayden, the only fucking one from Kamloops, BC on this 22nd of August, 1989, 08/22/89. And that's that. And I have nothing but good things to say about Hispanics and Latino people and Latin people. And I like a good racist joke once in a while. And I haven't drank blood with those yet. I'm not gonna, because it's like a saber-toothed tiger. And I was fierce when I was young. I know I need to moisturize my neck, but I don't ever get around to it. I've been busy fighting for the sovereignty of this fucking nation, and others have too, and they're happy that I've come to power. And it's a secret power because I'm not after any governmental powers at all. I don't want anything to do with the police naturally because I'm a known small-time drug dealer, and this is my cover because I am a small-time drug dealer, and everybody should know I'm stable because I went through the hospitalizations and I did, and everybody should know that I need to be at a place where Chrissy knows where it is because she's friends with Nikki there, and it's a secret friendship. And she only speaks to her through an encryption. And Nikki's from the coast originally. They found each other on Facebook, and woo, Nikki fucks Donnie and Jason, and Chrissy fucks Donnie and Jason, and they're useless. So Nikki wants to hang on to her job. I don't know her last name, but I know one thing. I was there for my medicine, and I missed my last going there, but I'm going there on Tuesday, and I will be there.
What are you doing in here? Did you get your buzz?
It's like the outside log. I gotta go run down and get some 6s. I need to use cannabis. Because it's legal now. It's not illegal to cut pot cookies. But it's kind of legal. Because if she bakes it, I could get licensed. And maybe it has nothing to do with Steve and Adam. Because I never worked with Adam once in my life. I'm not going to do that from being a teenager. I wrote it on someone. I can't remember who. It's not threatening to anybody. I don't know one thing. I know one thing. Young men don't go against the oldest men. And they never do because young men get told what to do by the oldest men. I've always only been on my own wavelength. And I'm locked in those days. So I don't back down ever.
Yeah.
Just don't. And I think a wonderful person as she is. And I moved up the block. And it's got a key. And it's not the right one. Do you have the right key, Auntie Kim?
What?
Do you have the right key?
I'm finding it, Cody.
Because it would be nice. It's an old school lock. It would be hard to cut. You can't bolt cut these ones. You need to grind them. And you're not using braces. Virtually get old. Get old now. I have a lock for my brake. I'm standing here waiting for a night. Yes.
You're doing my shit.
At Auntie
I'm not
Kim's.
saying you're gonna.
Different woman.
I'm just saying don't.